How Stoicism leads to true inner peace. What if the key to lasting inner peace wasn't about changing the world around you, but transforming the way you see it? Today, we'll explore the powerful intersection between Stoicism and the deep.com your heart has been searching for. This journey is divided into several parts, and I promise the final one will reveal a practice so simple, yet so life-changing that you wonder why you didn't start sooner. Stay with me until the end, because each step builds upon the last, leading you toward a stillness that nothing can disturb. Part 1. Understanding Stoicism beyond the stereotype. When most people hear the word Stoicism, they imagine someone who feels nothing, cold, detached, almost like a statue. But the truth is, Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions. It's about mastering them. Ancient Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus didn't teach people to become unfeeling robots. Instead, they taught the art of living in harmony with nature and accepting life's inevitable ups and downs without losing your inner balance. Think of it this way. Life is like the ocean. Can't control the waves. Storms will come, and calm waters will follow. What Stoicism teaches is how to become a skilled sailor, steering your ship regardless of the conditions. You learn to focus only on what is within your control, your thoughts, your actions, your decisions, and let go of what is beyond your influence. This is where the link to inner peace becomes so profound. Peace doesn't come from a life without problems. It comes from a mind trained to remain steady in the face of them. When you stop wasting energy on things you cannot change, you free up your heart to rest, to be still, to experience a deep.com, even in chaos. In this part of our journey, I want you to challenge the common misconception of Stoicism. It's not emotional numbness, it's emotional strength. It's not about turning away from life, but fully engaging with it wisely, calmly, and without fear. Once you truly understand this, you'll see why Stoicism has lasted for over 2,000 years, and why it might just be the path to the inner peace you've been longing for. Part 2. The power of control. What you can and cannot change. 1. Of the core pillars of Stoicism is a simple yet life-changing idea. Some things are in your control, and some are not. The Stoics called this the dichotomy of control. It sounds obvious, but most of our stress, frustration, and unhappiness come from forgetting this truth. You cannot control the weather, other people's opinions, or the unexpected events life throws at you. But you can control your own responses, your thoughts, your words, your actions. Imagine you're caught in heavy rain without an umbrella. You can curse the sky, feel miserable, and ruin your day. Or you can laugh, walk through it, and see it as an unexpected adventure. The rain doesn't change. You do. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This mindset is the key to protecting your inner peace. When you stop trying to control what's uncontrollable, you remove a massive weight from your heart. Suddenly, life feels lighter. Problems still come, but they don't crush you. Here's a practical way to apply this. The next time something bothers you, pause and ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. If it's yes, focus your energy there. Simple mental habit can save you from hours, even days of unnecessary stress. The beauty of Stoicism is that it doesn't require a perfect life to feel peaceful. It only requires you to direct your energy wisely. By mastering this principle of control, you build an inner fortress, a place where storms rage outside, but you remain calm within. And in that calm, you'll discover the first doorway to true inner peace. Part 3. The art of letting go, releasing attachment. Much of our suffering comes from holding too tightly to possessions, to people, to outcomes. We convince ourselves that if we can just keep everything as we want it, we'll finally be happy. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. True peace comes from learning to let go. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "See without pride, let go without attachment." This isn't about caring less. It's about loving and appreciating deeply without the fear of losing. Think of holding a butterfly in your hand. If you grip too tightly, you'll harm it. If you hold it gently, it can stay. But if it flies away, you can still be grateful you had the moment. Letting go doesn't mean indifference. It means trusting that life flows in seasons. People come and go, circumstances change, and nothing stays forever. When you resist this truth, you create tension inside yourself. When you accept it, you create space for peace. Here's a small exercise. Choose one thing today, an old grievance, failed plan, or even a physical object you no longer need, and release it. Notice how your heart feels a little lighter. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. The Stoics reminded themselves daily that everything is temporary. This wasn't to feel sad, but to feel free. When you stop clinging, you start living. You enjoy the present moment more fully because you're not busy fearing its end. Letting go is not losing. It's gaining freedom from the chains of attachment. And in that freedom, you'll find yourself breathing easier, smiling more, and worrying less. The world doesn't have to fit your expectations for you to be at peace. Your peace can exist regardless of the world. Part 4. Choosing your response. The power of perspective. Life will throw challenges at you. Traffic jams, harsh words, unexpected losses. But between what happens to you and how you feel about it, there is a powerful space. Your response. Stoicism teaches that while we cannot control events, we can always control how we interpret and react to them. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means your peace doesn't have to be at the mercy of life's storms. 2. People can face the exact same event. One falls into despair, the other finds strength and calm. The difference lies not in the event itself, but in the story they tell themselves about it. When something goes wrong, ask yourself, is this truly a disaster or just an inconvenience? Often, what we call terrible is simply uncomfortable. By changing the label, we change the weight it carries. Here's a simple practice. The next time you feel frustration rising, pause, take a deep breath. Then choose a perspective that brings you peace rather than pain. Instead of, "Why is this happening to me?" try, "What can I learn from this?" Instead of, "This ruins everything," try, "This is just a small part of my journey." Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that life is made of both light and shadow, and both have value. What seems like a setback may be preparing you for something greater. The moment you realize you can choose your perspective, you reclaim your power. You stop being a victim of circumstances and start being the author of your inner world. And in that space of choice, peace becomes possible, no matter the chaos outside. Part 5. Letting go of control. Freedom through acceptance. One of the deepest causes of our stress is the illusion that we can and must control everything. We plan meticulously. We set expectations. We even try to control other people's feelings or decisions. And yet, life refuses to obey our script. The Stoics had a word for the peace that comes when we release this need for control. Ataraxia, a state of inner calm. Epictetus taught the dichotomy of control. There are things within our power, our thoughts, choices, actions, and things beyond it. The weather, the past, other people's opinions. True wisdom lies in focusing only on what we can change and accepting what we cannot. Think of a sailor. They cannot control the wind or the waves, but they can adjust their sails. They navigate, not by wishing for calm seas, but by working with what the sea gives them. Life is no different. Acceptance is not weakness. It is not giving up. It is the strength to look reality in the eye and say, "I will work with you, not against you." When you stop resisting what is, your energy is free to take wise action instead of fighting the impossible. Here's a small daily exercise. When something frustrates you, ask yourself, Is this within my control? If yes, take action. If no, release it. You will be amazed how much lighter you feel. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, "Receive without pride, let go without attachment. This is the essence of freedom." When we stop clutching at life with a closed fist, our hands are open to receive whatever blessings the day brings. In acceptance, we do not lose power, we gain it, for we become unshakable, rooted in the calm that no storm can touch. Part 6. The power of present moment awareness. We often live everywhere except here. Our minds race to the mistakes of yesterday or the worries of tomorrow, pulling us away from the only place where life actually happens, this moment. The Stoics understood the fragility of time. Marcus Aurelius urged himself daily, confine yourself to the present. Why? Because the present is the only space where we have power to think, choose, and act. Everything else is an echo or a shadow. When you anchor yourself in the now, anxiety softens. The burden of the past fades. The fog of the future clears. You begin to see the details that were always there, the warmth of sunlight through your window, the sound of laughter in another room, the taste of your morning tea. These small moments, often ignored, are the very fabric of life. Here's a practice. Once or twice a day, pause and take 5 slow breaths. Feel your feet on the ground. Notice the sensations in your body. Let your eyes rest on something simple, a tree, a cup, the sky, and just observe. This is not about doing anything, it's about being. Seneca wrote, "We are always complaining that our days are few and acting as though there would be no end to them. When you truly inhabit the present, even a single minute feels full. You stop rushing through life as if it were a chore, and instead begin to experience it as a gift. The present moment is not just a point in time. T is your doorway to peace. And the more you step through it, the more you realize that happiness was never in the past or future. It was always waiting for you." Okay, Part 7. Embracing solitude and silence in a world filled with constant noise and distraction. The idea of being alone can feel uncomfortable, yet the Stoics saw solitude not as loneliness, but as a vital practice for inner peace. Silence allows us to hear our own thoughts clearly, to confront our fears, and to reconnect with our values. Marcus Aurelius often retreated into his own mind, using solitude to reflect on life's challenges and his own reactions. Epictetus emphasized that we cannot control others, but we can control our inner dialogue. In quiet moments, we train our minds to respond with wisdom rather than impulse. Practicing silence is not about withdrawing from life. It is about creating a mental sanctuary where you can process, reflect, and recharge. Even short daily periods, 5 minutes of sitting without your phone, an evening walk without music, or journaling in stillness, cultivate clarity and calm. Solitude also allows perspective. When we step away from the constant chatter, we see our problems for what they really are. Minor frustrations shrink, priorities become clearer. We regain a sense of control over our emotional state. Here's a practical tip. Schedule intentional solitude each day. Even if just for a brief moment, treat it as a sacred appointment with yourself. No distractions, no obligations, no noise. During this time, breathe, reflect, okay, and reconnect with the person you are beneath all external pressures. Embracing silence and solitude strengthens the mind, okay, fortifies your inner calm, and creates space for genuine reflection. In these quiet moments, you'll find an unshakable peace that external chaos cannot touch. A foundation for the final steps on the path to Stoic inner serenity. Part 8. Living a life of purpose. All the principles of Stoicism: control, perspective, acceptance, presence, and solitude lead to one ultimate goal: living a life aligned with purpose. Inner peace is not just about calm. It is about clarity in how you live each day. To live purposefully, first, clarify your core values? What principles guide your choices? For the Stoics, the highest values were wisdom, justice, courage, and self-discipline. Ask yourself, does this action align with who I want to be? Acting in harmony with your values builds a sense of integrity and inner stability that no external circumstance can shake. Next, embrace challenges as opportunities to practice your values. Obstacles are not interruptions. They are the training ground for virtue. When faced with difficulty, ask, how can this situation help me grow? What seems like a setback can become a stepping stone if approached with patience and discernment. Serve others where you can. Meaningful action often extends beyond the self. Helping, teaching, or creating for the benefit of others enriches your life while reinforcing a sense of connection and significance. Kate's purpose is intertwined with contribution. Kate, in contribution, nurtures lasting fulfillment. Finally, live intentionally each day. Avoid being swept away by distractions or fleeting desires. Direct your energy toward what truly matters. The small acts, the consistent practice, choices that reflect your principles. A life lived with purpose is a life anchored in inner peace. When your actions, thoughts, and values align, you no longer chase fleeting pleasures or react helplessly to circumstance. You stand firm, calm, and clear. And in that alignment, the unshakable peace you've been seeking for so long finally becomes tangible, practical, and deeply fulfilling. The journey along the Stoic path to inner peace is ongoing, not a destination. Each principle, from mastering control, shifting perspective, embracing solitude, to living purposefully, is a tool to help you remain calm and steady amidst life's unpredictability. If today's insights resonated with you, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. Your reflections may inspire someone else on their journey. And if you wish to continue exploring these timeless practices, consider subscribing and sharing this video. Together, we can walk this path toward unshakable inner peace, one choice, one moment, one breath at a time.